One of the most unsettling moments in science fiction is when a character realizes their life was never meant to unfold naturally. I'm Will, and this is Screenrated. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. Today we're counting down 5 films where humans are nothing more than products moving through a system. Some movies ask what it means to be human. These movies ask something much uglier. What happens when the world around you has already decided you are not a person at all? You're just inventory. These stories are disturbing because they turn identity into a commodity. People aren't living for themselves. They are being maintained for someone else's benefit. Across all of these movies, the pattern remains the same. The systems prioritize production over humanity, where control through comfort, structure, and just enough kindness keeps people compliant. The characters in these stories are ordinary people who believed they were living normal lives until they discovered the hidden purpose assigned to them. That moment of realization is what gives these stories their power. The understanding that choice and freedom was never part of the design. Number 5. The Island. The island begins in what appears to be a carefully protected sanctuary. After a global catastrophe, survivors live in a sealed facility where every detail of daily life is controlled for health and safety. Everything, even social behavior, is monitored. Everyone waits for the chance to win a lottery that sends them to the last safe place on Earth, a paradise known as the island. Hope is built into the routine. When someone wins, the community celebrates. It feels like proof that the system is working. Then the truth is revealed. The residents are clones. They were created to provide organs and body parts for wealthy clients in the outside world. The lottery is not a reward. It's the moment they are taken apart for spare parts. What makes this disturbing is how effectively the system removes the need for force. Curiosity is discouraged. Romance is limited. Pregnancy is prohibited. Even dreams are tracked. Control is maintained through comfort and repetition, not punishment. These people were never meant to live long enough to ask why. The Island presents itself as an action thriller, but at its core it's about how easily human life can be repackaged as a service for those who can afford it. Number 4. The Promised Neverland live-action movie. The Promised Neverland begins in a peaceful orphanage filled with laughing children and a caretaker who seems genuinely loving. Children are adopted regularly, and each farewell is treated as a joyful milestone. Everything suggests safety, but that illusion shatters when 2 children discover what really happens after adoption. The orphanage is not a home. It's a farm. The children are being raised as food for demons, with intelligence and personality treated as qualities that improve flavor. These are not artificial beings. They are ordinary children whose entire existence is structured around consumption. The cruelty of the system lies in how trust is cultivated. The children are encouraged to feel safe, to believe in kindness, and to depend on adults. Even the caretaker is part of the machinery. She plays the role of a mother not only to keep order, but also to preserve the quality of the product. Compassion becomes a tool of control. The live-action film condenses the story from the anime and manga, but the core idea remains intact. Innocence is not protected. It's exploited. Number 3. Logan's Run. Logan's Run imagines a society that appears vibrant and carefree, filled with pleasure, entertainment, and endless youth. The cost of that comfort is a strict rule. Nobody is allowed to live past 30. When citizens reach that age, they attend a public ceremony where they are promised renewal. In reality, they are executed to maintain population balance and prevent social unrest. People are not sold or harvested, but they are still managed as expendable units. Experience is treated as a threat. Long-term thinking is unnecessary because no one is meant to last. From childhood, citizens accept this limit as normal. There is no sense of rebellion because tradition has already framed the sacrifice as honorable. What links this story to others like it is not the technology, but the agreement. People are conditioned to accept their own disposal because society told them it was for the greater good. The world of Logan's Run is colorful and stylized, but its message is stark. A system can function smoothly when it decides that people are replaceable. Number 2. Never Let Me Go. Never Let Me Go approaches the idea from a more intimate angle. A group of children grow up in a secluded school where they receive education, art lessons, and emotional guidance. They form deep bonds and imagine futures that seem open and full of possibility. Gradually, the truth becomes unavoidable. These children were created for organ donation. As adults, they will undergo a series of operations until they eventually die. This is not a punishment. It is their assigned role in society. What makes this story especially painful is the absence of dramatic villains. Teachers are gentle. Doctors are professional. The world is calm and orderly. The characters understand what lies ahead, yet they still fall in love, still argue, and still cling to small moments of happiness. Their inner lives are rich, even if their futures are not their own. Society accepts this arrangement because everyone else benefits from longer and healthier lives. Progress is built on people who were never allowed to choose. Never Let Me Go suggests that cruelty does not always wear a violent face. Sometimes it arrives wrapped in politeness and policy. Number 1. Soylent Green. Soylent Green presents a future where overpopulation and environmental collapse have pushed society to the edge. Most citizens survive on mass-produced food rations distributed by the government. One product in particular becomes essential to keeping the population fed. The truth behind that product is horrifying. It is made from human remains. Unlike other stories on this list, people are not literally bred for consumption here, but death is still being recycled as a supply chain solution. The poor are not valued as citizens, but as raw material after the fact. The horror lies in how openly this solution is accepted by those in power. Human life is no longer measured by dignity or memory, but by its potential to be reused. Soylent Green is often remembered for its shocking reveal, but its deeper message is about how desperation can turn people into inventory even after death. These films reflect an anxiety that feels especially relevant in a world driven by metrics, productivity, and optimization. They ask what happens when people are valued only for what they provide, not who they are. And they show that sometimes the most dangerous systems are often the ones that appear stable, polite, and efficient. Science fiction often warns us about monsters and machines, but sometimes the real warning is about organization, bureaucracy, and comfort built on invisible sacrifices. When a story reveals that a perfect world runs on hidden victims, it forces us to ask who benefits from the system. That question is why these movies linger long after the credits roll, because of the uneasy thought that a calm society can still be built on something deeply wrong. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please subscribe to Screenrated.